Let's get to that big story today. And we're talking about Pfizer. The first doses of Pfizer's vaccine are being administered to healthcare workers as we speak. We want to bring in Anjalee Khemlani. Of course, she has been following the latest on the distribution efforts for us. And Anjalee, where do those efforts stand and how is it going today?
That's correct, Shauna. So far, so good. We started with the first shipments reaching the East Coast and sort of waving through to the West Coast. We saw the first vaccines delivered and administered along the East Coast, most recently at George Washington University and their health system there. We know that Health Secretary Alex Azar was there on hand, as well as Surgeon General Jerome Adams. So far, everything seems to be going well, including no cold storage problems. And of course, we know that that was one of the major concerns going forward. A lot of systems stress testing today to make sure that they can in fact move forward, and administrations of the vaccine expected for the rest of the week at many of these health systems. So all green lights there. We know that this week is also going to be really big, of course, because of Moderna. They're the next vaccine in line to get an emergency use authorization. And based on an Operation Warp Speed call today, all signs point to we could get a second vaccine authorized by the end of this week. So that will be two in the bag ready to go. As it stands right now, Moderna, we know, is one of those that has the same sort of platform as Pfizer, also requires some cold storage, but not as intense. So it's going to be a lot easier to distribute that. And Operation Warp Speed did already mention that because Moderna has had more time to sort of build up the amount available, more doses of Moderna are expected to go out next week. Shauna?
Let me do a quick follow-up with you, Anjalee. I am curious, and it's along the lines of Moderna. Can you repeat, how quickly could they get their vaccine out? And it's a 2-dose vaccine, right?
It is a 2-dose vaccine, and similar to what they have and what we've seen with Pfizer and BioNTech's vaccine, where part of the dose will be sent out initially for that first dose, and then a portion of the production will be sent out for the second dose within the period of time that is necessary. That's about 28 days. So as it stands right now, that's based on the Operation Warp Speed call. Things are going to be going in the same quote-unquote cadence as with Pfizer. So we know that they'll be splitting up the doses that are available and be sending them out as they're available. Now, as it stands right now, the Vaccine Advisory Committee is set for Thursday. So just like last week, where they went through all the details and the pros and cons of the vaccine, that will happen this Thursday. And then as early as Friday, we could see that emergency use authorization. It could come earlier, depending on how things go. It could come late in the night, like we saw with Pfizer's.